It was stunning up there. We bought way too much stuff. We bought like a ton of records.
Records?
Oh, wait.
Vinyl?
For some reason, last time I went up there with the other short we produced, I bought a ton of vinyl. This time we bought a ton of vinyl.
Where?
Tiffany bought like every show tune album known to man. But obscure show tunes. Like, Raul Julia and Nine.
Oh, that, yeah.
Penny Opera. Stuff like that. And I bought like ZZ Top and John Cougar,
Oh, yeah. Johnny Cougar before he became
the
melon head.
Who was married to Elaine Irwin.
I can't. Nobody can hear you.
Oh, wow.
That's the problem.
Who was married to Elaine Irwin, who is one of Kevin's former clients.
Oh, Kevyn Aucoin. Yeah.
And you saw the movie. Thanks for watching Larger Than Life.
It was Larger Than Life, the Kevyn Aucoin Story. Yeah. Is that what's the subtitle?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it was terrific. It's always so nice when it turns out it's a great film, by the way. Yeah, so that's always... No, you worry, You worry.
I know you worry. And especially now that we know each other, like you said, that we're, quote,
I'm going to be shoot straight from the hip with you. So, quote,
friends.
Let me put this... Can we put this over here? Absolutely. And just scooch that one out so I don't have to...
Scooch this way, Tiff, scooch. I'm so sorry. I asked you to scooch.
Just no injuries, please. The show is... like, insurance premiums are already too high.
Oh, my God. And there's a button.
Uh-huh. So what happened was I got up there. First of all, I was still coming off of like a little bit of a little bit kind of fluish,
more that way.
A little flu-y thing going on. I was not well, exhaustion I think it was mostly, but I was still felt like I could do some stuff and see some things, and I was there. I feel like I'm podcast host and a mediator or something. Now, kids. It's a difficult situation here. So anyway, I had a lovely time in Woodstock, though. It was terrific. It was like, what happened was I didn't have a vehicle. Now, you really can't
you never have a vehicle.
Not true.
Because I gave you a ride that one time.
You did. However, I did have a vehicle while I was in there.
It was impounded?
No. I got up there, and my friends lent me a car.
Right.
The time before that, I had a vehicle because I drove Alan Berliner, the documentary filmmaker, home. So and my kid was.
That sounds like a movie in itself.
No,
driving Alan home, a documentary.
Talking to documentary filmmakers in cars.
That was good. That was
part
a little
podcast, part therapy session. No, but it's true. This was the first time I went there, and I not only didn't drive up, I took the bus, which is nice. Because it goes right in front of the hospitality building at Woodstock.
The main street, where I think of you for some reason. I think that you're just in there.
I am a bit. Yeah. I do. And by the way, they have a very nice spread there. They got some great food. It's fantastic. You don't have to do a single thing.
No, we didn't.
What?
For you.
Well, they have a nice spread for everybody that goes there. It's a lot of filmmakers.
He keeps giving me the microphone after I speak.
That's the way I roll.
It's amazing.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's true. You can take the mic, too.
Yeah.
By the way, next time we'll have extra mics for everybody. I do have something I finally broke out. I've had this for several years, this one mic that it really does a good job of getting everybody's voices. And I had on like 3 or 4 people, which I don't do very often because it's confusing as a listening experience, as you can imagine. But I finally brought this thing. It's called the Yeti. It's made by this blue company that makes the, and it's fantastic. I'm like, why haven't I been using this for ages? Because
the Yeti, yeah, I've heard about it. Remember, Alex Copeland wanted us to get the Yeti.
It's a great device. You asked me a perfectly normal question, and I've just been going on blathering about it. But the thing that happened as a result of that is because I wasn't feeling 100%, as I said, Shartov, chill out.
Chill.
Stop trying to get to... I felt bad. I wanted to come to Rosedale or wherever the fuck you were.
Yeah.
Where were you?
And we felt bad, too. We bit off more than we were. God knows where we were.
Yeah.
We didn't even know where we were.
What town, though? It's in Saugerties, Rosedale... Rosendale.
Yeah.
Kingston, and... like Staten Island. They're just going a little bit crazy with the festival.
Syracuse, Buffalo. It's crarazy. Yeah, we went to see the Sammy Davis documentary.
Oh, Sam Pollard's film. I am Sammy Davis Jr. I am.
I Gotta Be Me.
I Gotta Be Me.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I just got an invitation at the DOC NYC, which by the way, Larger Than Life, the Kevyn Aucoin Story, is going to be having its New York City premiere. At DOC NYC. That's enormous. It's wonderful. What do you have the dates already memorized?
November 16th.
November 16th.
That's a Thursday.
Is that which building?
SVA.
Okay.
So it's like
nice.
across the street from where Kevyn used to live.
Oh.
It's insane.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a nice bit of circumstance.
It's amazing.
Great.
One show a night.
Nice big.
One show a night, baby.
Another show tune now.
Yes.
The Dream Girls.
Dream Girls.
I
you
was
got
there.
it.
I was there. Original cast. I was at that show.
Live?
I was at the original production. I grew up in New York City. I've been to all these things. 9, you name it. Actually,
amazing.
at 9, I was at the second rendition of that. But
Really?
Peter Rivera was in it.
Really?
Second row.
Which role did she play? The German?
I forget. Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm trying to remember who was the big leading
Raoul.
male in that. Well, that was in the original production.
Oh, Jonathan Pryce.
Not in the show. Not in the version I saw. Most of the time I saw original productions. This time I saw what do you call it? A second Broadway revival of which was about probably 20 years ago.
Oh no!
And it was terrific. It was very
we
good.
saw
Peter
with-
Rivera was amazing.
with Jane Krakowski and Mary Stuart Masterson.
Oh,
and-
okay. So maybe there was even a third.
Yeah.
Possibly.
You're talking about okay. I'll stop now. But you're talking about the Elaine Page one.
Oh no. I don't think. Elaine
We're in
Page was
London
it.
now.
Okay.
Now we're in London.
I love the theater. When the thing about London
See,
is you
okay,
go there
here's
and
a
everything
secret.
you see is fantastic.
I'll
That's
now
the beauty
reveal
part.
that I am a musical theater major. So
Okay.
it's like
What is the-
it's an obsession.
Do you have a favorite? It's a hard question probably to answer.
I mean,
What's at the top, let's say? Not your absolute favorite, but maybe what's right up there at the top? What's your go-to Broadway musical like that you just still derive so much pleasure from?
anything Sondheim, but mostly George and
Sunday in the George?
yeah,
Sunday in the Park with George, rather?
Yeah.
Or George
Sunday in the Park with George. Yeah,
Gershwin? Okay.
yeah, but the original.
Bernadette Peters, Mandy Patinkin.
Yes.
It's like a steel trap.
I just cry thinking about it. And I'm not a musical guy to start with.
Yeah.
But I've come to love Assassins.
Oh, wait. Is that
Assassins.
a musical?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Assassins.
Was it
music-
originally a straight
Sondheim.
comedy, though?
No.
Okay. Oh,
No.
Okay. I never saw that.
Jody.
Don't stop now. And so, just to wrap that part up, I stayed put in Woodstock, and I had a great time once I decided don't try to get around and see everybody's films in all over, because it was stressful, the thought I'd be stranded somewhere, and I wasn't feeling great. So once I let all that go, it was like I just started going to movies, and I ended up even staying an extra night. I was going to leave Sunday, decided to stay for the closing night film, which was the Arthur Miller documentary made by Rebecca Miller, which I missed at the New York Film Festival. It was pretty great. And stayed one more night and had a nice drive home.
Oh, good.
Got a lift, it turns out, and we podcast on the way back
Oh, that's
on
funny.
the road, which was great.
That's great.
So it was
I hate that drive. It's awful. That drive
Well,
from upstate.
I don't mind it.
But
I
it was
like
what
it.
night? Monday night. When
it was
you did.
Monday. No, it was
So
Monday
that's
morning.
good.
In fact, we stopped in
perfect.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
stopped in Saugerties for a bite, and then
Perfect.
Yeah, head home.
Sometimes I think I'm going to die. Like I think I'm
Do you
just going
do
to
it
leave
so
my car
often?
here.
Why?
Whenever I'm coming back from upstate and in the 4-hour traffic,
Oh.
I can't.
Sunday evenings.
I'm going to just
Did you
leave. I'm just going to leave it here.
Did you encounter that this past?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why.
We got a lot of good food up there. Like very organic food.
Long time.
Yeah.
Took a long time.
Slow food.
Oh, you mean for service and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, what again?
Let's
what
be
town?
honest. It's really just people's houses that they're like, let's make it be a restaurant today. And
Yeah,
they-
right. Let's take the mud room and turn it into a cafe.
But other days it's the mud room. Yeah.
And then they call it the mud room. Just
Yeah.
Just sit right back there. Where at the dryer or the washing machine?
That's
Either
a
one.
$1 billion idea right there,
you
the
know.
mud room.
Yeah. Going back to the Mud Club here in New York. Where are you guys from?
Portland, Oregon.
You're from Portland.
Yes.
Oh, okay. When did you move here?
So I went there, and then I went to college in Philadelphia at
Okay.
University of the Arts, and then I went to New York, 99. In
Oh,
99.
so,
yeah.
so you're a New Yorker.
Yes.
Going on. I'm going to get my math right here. 20 years. Is that 20
Oh
years?
my God, yeah.
You're about.
It'll be 20 in 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up. You know.
And I moved up here when I was like 11 or 12. I always make up a different time. But to the village. Went to St. Anthony's on McDougal Street.
What's St. Anthony's?
St. Anthony's. It was a parochial school on McDougal Street for 7th grade, and then Xavier High School, NYU. You know, so I'm a New Yorker.
You are. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Jayce and I met. I was living in Park Slope. This is now 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I was living in Park Slope, and I was at this local coffee place, and I just wanted to work. And of course, being in Park Slope, they're shooting something in this cafe. So there's these two guys shooting this intense scene with a baby, or maybe it was a prop baby. I can't recall. I think it was a real baby. Were you in that?
I can't remember.
Is this you that I'm talking about?
I don't know. This is
or
me.
was this? I thought you were in the scene. Anyway, I thought it was you. Oh, you know what it could have been? It's been so long that I forgot some of the details. Rodrigo was in it.
Oh,
and he put me in touch with you.
It was
you because
I was in that movie with Rodrigo.
You were
in that coffee shop.
Yeah, it was. I thought so.
Yes,
but I thought maybe
I got nervous for a second.
But I do remember I was kind of just starting the podcast, and Rodrigo and I met through some other circumstances, and we realized that was the scene I was watching. He was telling me about how we were shooting this movie in Park,
right?
And I said, "Oh, I was in there when you were shooting that scene."
A Song Still Inside. Yeah, and we were shooting in. And then
he came on the show with Greg.
I was in that film, and we were shooting in a coffee shop a lot. But it might not have been that scene, but it's that movie.
No. It was you.
Him and me. We were having an intense scene.
You were having an intense scene.
Yeah.
It was that the coffee shop is not there anymore.
Right.
But it was a cool little spot with a porch, and we used to sit out there a lot. And see it again.
Sounds like a place in Woodstock.
It sounded better the first time. No, kidding.
So that's how we met. A Song Still Inside. Rodrigo Lopresti.
That's right.
Great friend of ours. Great filmmaker. Great actor.
He's a great guy all around.
And then we did Fall to Rise.
Right. Yes.
With Daphne Rubin Vega and Catherine Crockett.
And then one other instance since then, which is...
Shall remain nameless.
I don't want to stir up any more problems.
We don't want any more death threats.
Yeah. Well, this goes to... I did a segment with this film that Jayce was in because you were in it.
Yes.
I thought, let me support Jayce.
It was very nice.
The filmmakers had reached out to me independently of Jayce, and I watched it, and I just thought, it's got its issues. It's so over the top. But what I saw Jayce doing, though... was I saw Jayce doing something I've never seen him do, which was really to play a really different character. And so I thought, well, let's have fun. We'll talk, and we did. It was a fun time. The problem is I didn't have forgot my. It was one of these off days, and so I got there. I said maybe we should postpone, and they said no, we'll figure it out with the iPhone and this. But then it just sounded. And as much as I said, please don't talk over each other, they still did. So I told the filmmaker, I said, I can't. It's got 5 guys. It was ridiculous, and they're all like up here. Their energy. All those guys.
Oh yeah.
You're the most mellow.
No balance.
And they're all on like steroids. They were sweethearts. The guy
super sweet.
Who's who's the
Brock?
The actor?
No. Al Brock.
There was the actor who. Wait, they're all actors. He's the foreign one. He lives here. He does theater. He's huh?
No, Michael Rabe wasn't at the tape.
David's son.
Oh, Phil.
Phil. Phil wasn't there. It was Al Thompson, Brock, Josh, me. Oh, you're thinking of
he's
Shawnee.
The Irish guy.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Hey, Shawnee.
Yeah. He's terrific, and he contacted me at one point through Facebook or something, just a comment, and I said, by the way, I really want to apologize that the audio came out so. I really just couldn't put it up in all good faith. I got it. Nobody would listen to it. I can't do it. So I said, but I offered to redo it. I offered but I disappointed Josh, and so I understand it. I said, but you can count on me also in the future, and I'm going to make good. Anyhow, so there was that, and we didn't use it. But what happened? Steroids? Did
you offer steroids? No.
Yes, I will sign off on whatever prescription they want, whatever it's good. But this is a terrific project. It's called Larger Than Life: The Kevyn Aucoin Story. I have seen him. Around, but I did not know how I knew him, and I didn't. And I just thought, do I really want to see a documentary? I'm going to be that guy who's going to come, who's going to say, I'm not necessarily what I would think is the audience for watching a documentary about a makeup artist, except that he's not just a makeup artist. He was actually an artist, and kind of a revolutionary artist in a sense. So really, like, created a whole approach to doing makeup here in this country anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were others, of course, and some of them are even in the film that inspired him. He took it to a level that is really
accessible.
Yeah, and and then there are the books and everything else. There's a lot of talking heads here, really famous models and other people that he did makeup for, of celebrities like Liza, like
Kate Moss.
Well, she was a model.
Cher.
But all these people are interviewed. A Barbara Streisand wasn't interviewed, but I love that through line. Like,
good.
That
was
was
a
a
big
gay
thing.
kid growing up in New Orleans, right?
Yep.
Lafayette,
of course, right. Here's a gay kid growing up in Lafayette,
Louisiana.
Thank you very much. And was obsessed from a very young age with Barbara Streisand. But to think 25 years later or 20 years later, whatever it was, that he would be doing her makeup, it's pretty
it's amazing. I know.
that he would know her and be able to, it's an incredible journey.
Yes.
I got chills just you repeating it. It's pretty mind-blowing. That's what I loved about the story. I didn't know anything about makeup. Obviously, Tiffany's background, she's a working makeup artist, and we make films together.
Okay.
So after we finished Fault or Rise, Tiffany said, I want to do a documentary on Kevyn Aucoin. And I might have said, who is that, right? And then Tiffany was like, see, this is why I want to do the movie on him.
People need to know.
Right. And specifically, it was, tell the story about the actual moment that you wanted to do this. You were on set, right?
No, you always have this wrong.
I make it up a little different each time.
The press kit.
I got to look at the press kit.
Yeah.
What's the agreed on myth?
Well, what happened is we were talking about Kevyn, and we were talking about doing a documentary actually on like Insta famous people,
YouTube sensations, things of that nature.
Yes,
Selfie,
and
right.
I can put concealer on, and I have 4 billion followers, and people trust me. Why? Like, what happened here? And I was like, it's not like they're Kevyn Aucoin. And then Kelly, who's now pretty indispensable,
Our associate producer, who started out as our intern at NYU. Yeah. And that's, how fast you can rise at Vinyl Foot Productions. She's now our associate producer.
So she was like, who's that? And I think she was 20. And I was like, oh, no. She's a millennial. She's got her finger on the trigger. She knows everything that's going on, and she doesn't know who Kevyn is. So this is happening. This generation is happening. And so I went into the office and got all his books, and she was looking at him. She was like, oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I said, we should make a documentary about him. We Google him. He's having a retrospective that month for the makeup show, which is this huge, tribal event of makeup artists. And they were
convention-ish
yes,
kind of thing?
Yes, exactly. And then so she went and shot it in LA.
Okay.
And then it started from there. Yeah.
And that was like 2013 or 14.
When you had your accident. Right. 2014.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember. That's right. Oh, look at this. It's still got the palm scar.
Yes. Yeah.
But you came to me and said, I want to do this. And I literally was like, how are we going to interview the most famous women in the world?
It wasn't that. It was, I opened the book and you said, I want to make this book, but a movie.
Oh.
And it was like, Jayce was like, this is a rights nightmare. Like, this is crazy. And how would we get Eric? And so.
Is it one of those things, though, in terms of access? And by the way, there's more. There's also his family. And everybody's under. Was it the kind of domino effect in the sense 100%. That you got
100%.
That first one?
The Kevyn effect.
And they brought the Kevyn effect.
And then they brought Kevyn is an all-consuming force on Earth and from the other world. He has these giant hands, and they grip you and make you do stuff. And they took away anything that was on our table, any projects. Jayce had a feature film that was financed.
With Patricia Arquette.
Yeah. And he took it away.
Took it away, Kevyn.
Yeah. And he was like, you're doing this.
He lets me act occasionally, but just to feed the movie.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's like a Stephen King. It's like a horror movie.
Completely lost.
No, his persona is all-consuming.
I see.
And it's wonderful.
So you actually had something in development with Patricia Arquette, is what you're saying, and it fell by the wayside because
not because of this, no.
Okay.
But it was literally, we had started filming, and we started doing interviews, and like you said, the domino effect, and it's through Tiffany's tenacity, purity of heart.
Tiff tenacity.
Yeah, or Tiffnacity. Yeah, hashtag Tiffnacity. that, and she endeared, and her passion, like she would just write, Cindy Crawford and these people, and just say, I am making this film on Kevyn. I am a makeup artist. I love Kevyn. I adore him. I have Tiffnacity. And
it's going to be a thing now.
Yeah, they would be like, oh, okay, all right, I'll come and talk to you because I love Kevyn. And then it was the domino effect. One, we started with Fern Malice, who started the CFDA Awards, and then word spread, and then we started doing like 2 interviews a month for like 2 years, and then
you were telling me about it.
It was crazy. I mean, I would be doing jobs, and I would step out of the acting job, and Tiffany would be like, we're flying to LA to interview, Liza Minnelli or Cher, or even better, if I may, the Kate Moss story. So Kate Moss was awesome. Mm-hmm. Her manager, Lucy Baxter, awesome. And Lucy was like, Kate would love to do this. I just don't want to put you guys out. So are you in England? Because Kate might have to cancel at just a drop of a little hat. She might have to cancel. I don't want to put you and your people out. Tiffany? Oh, we live in London.
Yeah. We'll be in London. Okay, good,
because I'm going to call like on a Monday, and I'll say, Kate will do it on a Wednesday, and just pop over to the Rosewood, and we'll do it. But she may cancel Tuesday night. Is that okay with you? We live here. We're fine.
Yeah.
That's how she rolls.
Yeah. So, but she didn't cancel, as it turns out.
She didn't, and she was on time and lovely and amazing. Yeah. It was fate. Yeah. And it was on 11/11, which is a lucky number. Yeah.
There were others like, and we love Liza Minnelli, but we had an interview with Liza, and we were like, the night before, we were like talking about it, and her manager called and said, hey, she's canceling.
Okay.
For health reasons, and we were like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, she's Liza Minnelli, you can't be like mad.
Right.
So we went to LA, and
Risa Shapiro, who's amazing manager, Cher's manager. She represented. I told her, I don't know what to do. Liza canceled. Do you have can I interview Andy McDowell? And she made it happen. Like 12 hours later, she's like, Andy will meet you at your house at 9 a.m. And I set it all up, and I was like, everybody was so amazing, like so grateful and generous and amazing.
So Liza didn't end up being in the film.
No, well, in archival.
In terms of archival,
yeah.
and it's pretty great archival. So,
and I mean, Liza, I forgive Liza anything. I mean, she's had a really hard life. So
Jenna Rollins too. She wanted to do it.
In bad shape right now, or she can't.
No. I'm just saying if she doesn't feel like doing something, like
she's been doing it for 50, 60 years of interviewing people.
It wasn't for a lack of love of Kevyn or something.
It's funny because I used to for a period I don't remember how many years ago. 7, 8 years, I was working on the Upper West Side on this block, and there's a little dance studio on that block, and like every time at lunch for several weeks, I would be walking down the street, and there would be Liza smoking, like out on the street. At Liza in her leotards and she was practicing for something like some sort of show or something, or she was just doing.
Liza with the C.
I don't know. Well,
love that.
I don't know that would have been. That time, I mean, well, the original Liza with the Z goes back.
No, but she did it again.
Since she brought it back, right? Yeah. Could have been. I remember seeing. We were talking Broadway musicals at the top of this segment, and it reminds me that when I was in high school, my high school used to make trips from Queens to Broadway to see Broadway shows. The whole theater department, our theater group, and I'm a gypsy. You didn't know. Many people don't know this. I'm a gypsy.
No,
but and we went to see shows, and one of the first ones was The Act. With Liza Minnelli.
Wow.
And it had to be 1970.
Holy smokes. Is that Kander and Ebb?
Okay. No, I know who those are. I know who they are, but I don't know if they did the act. But it was the actor was this guy. He was like a movie actor, too. He was like I'm trying to remember. He was like I can't remember his name at the top of my head. But the act, it was, again, Liza Minnelli.
Jason Robards?
Not Jason Robards, no.
Albert Finney. It's
no,
always Albert
trust
Finney.
me, those guys. I would love to have seen on stage, but no. And I forgot. I always forget. I saw Liza Minnelli on Broadway back in the 70s. I was a kid, and it's terrific.
She's hilarious in the archival footage in our film.
She's a really funny person.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Well, let's rattle off some more of the talking heads because it's pretty impressive. So you already mentioned Kate Moss. You mentioned Cindy Crawford. You mentioned. Liza's. Oh no, I'm sorry. Liza's not in the talking head in it. But you, Cher.
Cher.
Yeah.
What is she like?
I mean, it was terrifying because, I don't want to give anything away, but it was a trying ending to their relationship. And so I needed to confront that. And the OGs, man, Liz Rosenberg and, they're in there and they're the OGs. And they were like, we want to talk to you for a second. What are you going to talk to Cher about?
Where are you from, kid? Where, come in the back room. Do you smoke? Where'd you go to high school?
No.
She's got her little mafia.
But they've been with her from the beginning. And Jen Ruiz, her assistant, is an angel, and she made all this happen. And
this is good, though, because she's about to go back on Broadway, right?
Yeah.
Cher. So it's good timing that maybe.
I think so.
She's probably
I think it was
coming
good,
out and being more
and
available, is my guess. The timing was
sure.
Even though you probably did this a year ago.
And also, we included Jeremy in our film, who is very close to Cher, and
Kevin's husband.
And it was the young guy. Very good-looking guy.
Yes, and it was really important that his story be told to her, and it was important to tell the whole story.
It avoids all tabloid, kind of sensationalism.
Exactly.
The film is very respectful of all the people in there, and of course, you could have done a kind of a flip side version of this.
Completely.
The drugs, the partying, everything else.
The goal was to just place no judgment on anybody.
Good.
There's when dealing with a death of somebody, there's no room for blame or judgment or what would you do, and everything's just crazy. It's just to tell the story because the story was not told completely yet at this point.
Kevyn suffered from a rare disorder, which is actually, there are famous people who have this, right?
Yeah,
Tony
Robbins,
Andre the Giant.
Well, some people, or it was sometimes called gigantism, right? Mm-hmm. But the actual term,
acromegaly.
It's called acromegaly, and what it is your hands and your feet and your head. Correct me if I'm wrong. Continue to grow. Well, he grew in general, right? He actually got taller already as a full-grown adult. He was still continuing to grow.
Yes,
he grew like 5 inches. Yeah, it had to be extremely painful.
Very. So what's happening is there's something pressing on your pituitary gland, a tumor.
Oh, right.
And then that accelerates the growth hormone.
So the idea was to remove the tumor.
Mm-hmm. But he did not know that the tumor was there. That was the problem.
Yeah, it was diagnosed super late in life because he was adopted, remember?
Yeah.
So no one knew what was going on with him. They just figured he's so successful, he became so successful and worked so every day of his life, at such a high level that they were like, oh, he's just tired. So he started self-medicating, prescription-wise.
Sure.
Because of this pain that you're talking about.
Right. And then, of course, you're become so many other side effects, and then your behavior becomes erratic, of course, and it got very difficult toward the end, right?
Yes.
But in his wake is an enormous number of people who love him and who, remember him with a great deal of respect and fondness, and that is all there in the film.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah. This is the best pep talk ever.
I know. I told you. Adam's a great guy. And, that's the thing I was shocked by, too, is the people that showed up. You know what I mean? Like the Naomi Campbells and Tori Amos and those people that you're mentioning.
Yeah, Tori Amos. What's that about?
She was like, they were extremely close.
What did you think of that?
Oh, it's just one of those surprising things, but she was so articulate and
I always say that it was like a song. Like, it felt like a song. Like, we were wrecked after her interview. And, like, I just remember, like, nobody spoke, and then she literally took the microphone up and dropped the mic.
the sort of the less dramatic version of the mic drop.
It was a documentary version.
Yeah, that's right.
It was
that's
truly
right.
like a like a beautiful beat, like a open mic night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was fascinated by the people that showed up. Isabella Rossellini and these people.
Oh yeah.
And we did. And to be fair, we reached out to the mega movie stars, and we had lots of dates on the calendar with Julia Roberts and Drew Barrymore, and they were trying to make it work. But in the end, it's the ones that show up. So to me, it's very interesting that the supermodels showed up. They were like a chorus. The rock stars showed up. the models turned, movie stars showed up. There was some Hollywood mega that I was just confused as to why that was sort of missing. And they're represented, of course, extremely well in our film archivally.
Yeah.
But it was just fascinating to me to watch like certain people show up and like Tiffany said, not to be all rainbows and sunshine and unicorns, but everyone really did show up like no fuss.
Yeah.
Like
so Barbara wouldn't do it. By the way, I said that everybody was respectful, but I'm not saying that they also didn't paint the true picture. I mean, what we're getting here is a flawed human being. Right. I mean, it's like we're all flawed. So it's not like you were asking people to come on and just do a Pollyanna type thing.
Right.
You got some, I mean, clearly he could cause people pain, and could be very narcissistic and everything else. But again, medicated, so.
Well, in the business that he was in,
Oh my God. Yeah.
pretty wins.
Right. And, I mean, I know that his first serious male companion was very hurt, obviously, when he was dismissed.
Jed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jed Root.
But
It's not that way. What an interesting
I think he was, they got a younger guy. Said, you can live across the street or whatever.
Eric. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric Sakis.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah.
That was important, especially to that was important to you, is to get all the relationships, the totality of it. Glenn Neely, his first boyfriend in high school, Jed Root, Don Reuter, Eric Sakis, and Jeremy. And of course, there were, short-lived relationships in between, but those were the significant.
Let me ask you a question. Movie's done. You got a finished film here. Now you have a film that's chock full of celebrities, big-time names in the movie, and then probably endorsed by more people. I mean, I'm sure you could get a lot of people that didn't make the final cut to still endorse the film. How much does that help in getting it into festivals?
Zero.
Really?
Zero. This business is nuts. Hi. Well, you just get share, and we'll give you the rest of the money. Hi. I got share. Okay, so just get Kate Moss and we'll get you the rest of the money. Hi. Just get distribution. Do you have a rough cut? Do you have a final cut? Just show me a final cut. Just show me where it's airing, and then I'll give, what am I doing here in life? The calendar work? It's not done. It's not done being paid for. It's not paid.
I understand. No, I get it. I totally understand where you're at. I don't care about that. That's not. I'm not. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. No. As far as festivals, just starting there and then getting distribution, getting a sales agent, all these different. It's a little out of order. But for sales, it depends. Like if you get a sales agent, then they're trying, of course, working to get into Sundance and all this stuff. I don't know, where.
I wanted Toronto. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Cinetic Media came on.
Oh.
I would say 10 months ago. Yeah, they came on.
So
and
we should really tell them that we're doing this too.
Oh yeah, well we'll tell Cinetic.
Who's your point person?
Jason Ishikawa.
I just met him last night. I think I just met Jason. I was at a Cinetic. They're doing all these special screenings for Oscar content. Campaigning.
Yeah, yes.
So Cinetic is doing all this. So they invite all these Oscar. Well, these are ones that came out.
Short list.
They came out already. No, these are ones that are. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are yours. Will be next year.
Yes.
No, it will.
No, we could. We could have a shot. It's true.
No, you will. Yeah. But Cinetic will probably have special screening. Leading up to the short list. Anyway, if they do right by you guys, I mean, just the fact that they took I think you're in a very good position. So.
Yeah,
so I was at this event, and I met this one guy who's relatively new to Cinetic, relatively, I don't know, and I didn't know him, but I met him last night. His name was Jason.
Yeah. Yep, he's a sales agent.
Okay. That's maybe why.
And John and Eric Slossia, and Carol. But no, they were great. It's so like Tiffany's saying. I mean, we are in a great position, but it is incredible to think that you're running up to all these huge fall festivals, and June 15th in this very room, we submitted to the biggest festivals in the world, and Hamptons being one of 6, and then you sort of wait and you hear stuff and there's politics involved and you cry and you pray. And then we got into the Hamptons, and then we were faced with the decision. The Hamptons really loved the film. We really liked the Hamptons. And do you accept then and there? Or do you sort of say, okay, we're going to wait and roll the dice for Sundance and see what happens then? I'm always of a mind, I think Tiffany and I this is our fourth film of like, you go through the door that opens, and the Hamptons was a great door. The movie, they loved the film. It played well there.
Well, David Nugent, I've respected my whole time as a filmmaker, I've respected David a lot. So it meant a lot that he loved the film, and The Hamptons was great,
So that was
our world premiere.
That was your world premiere, was it?
Yeah.
Where
and it was
I?
amazing.
Oh, that's me. No, that's me. I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. I think, again, it was our timing.
You texted me when we were there. Yeah, you texted.
Wait, let me just. This feels good. I just got something vibrating under my. A little close to comfort there. And there's the message. So, anyway, I think you made a good. I think you made a good choice.
Yeah.
But I'm of the mind of it's got to be like, you got to take the pedigree of a Hamptons Film Festival, International Film Festival, and just say this is a great premiere, and there's only maybe 2 or 3 other films like Telluride. I mean, that's an enormous to premiere there is fantastic to premiere. There's a few festivals like that, and DOC NYC may indeed also end up being like that.
Yes, we're really excited about that.
That's a great. Yeah. I mean, so to go from Hamptons to DOC NYC, I think is really, really good. I mean, anybody who wants to pick up a doc, I think this is great. So. I think if they do right by you, there's no reason why you should not, go to the top or close to it with this documentary. I think it stands up. It's a great story. You really get a sense of Kevyn in this film. I mean, you do.
That's the most important.
You get a real sense of this human being and what he was like and his story.
There have been cuts where Kevin's not there, and to put something like that out for your own filmmaking, whatever.
Yeah.
What's the success in that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Kevin's not there.
Well, you had a real mission to as a makeup artist to share the Kevyn that inspired you and that you knew, but also to make a hard-hitting film. And we assembled an amazing team and a lot of, push and pull to get the film. Our goal was to make a film like Amy that was very archivally driven, but then balancing the fact that, like you mentioned, you're interviewing some of the most famous people in the world. So you do want to see them.
Right.
But you don't want to make a talking head movie.
You don't?
You don't want to...
You lose the person in that because there's too much of the talking heads in a way? And...
Yeah, we did 60 interviews, and there were some amazing interviews, hugely talented people that didn't make the cut for...
That's the bad wording. Didn't make the cut is not... Like, it makes it sound like they did something to not...
Right. No, but in the context of what we're talking about,
it's just like, if you just had to be so ruthless, if it wasn't directly about Kevyn.
But the beauty part is because of the nature of, let's say, iTunes and DVDs and stuff, you can use all that. I mean...
I know, yes.
So it's not...
Completely.
So it's a very nice...
asset.
Yeah, and just, or, like cushion to fall on when you're telling somebody, we had to make some decisions, and then, but it's going to be it's content. The film is going to be there alongside with the film.
I would want this to be a time capsule, I'm one of those people that goes, and you do too, when something interests you, you go online about it till you fall asleep or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So
for sure.
Even DVD extras die on the DVD anymore, but now it's like on the web, on the tangled rabbit hole situation. Not a tangled rabbit hole.
No, but some of the iTunes, Criterion, their Filmstruck site, you can watch bonus content.
Yes.
It's just
Criterion.
A smart way to go.
If you're listening, Criterion.
Tashin and Criterion.
So Hamptons, Woodstock, whatever. DOC NYC.
DOC NYC.
You've done any others?
We're doing Fort Lauderdale next.
Yep.
Okay. Because now it's they're like whatever, because you had your premiere, it's now you can kind of choose how you want to do it.
We haven't premiered internationally, so we're looking for, we submitted to Berlin, and then we're starting to get invited to a lot of really great festivals as a result of Hamptons and DOC NYC.
Yeah, sure.
USA Dallas. And we're submitting to San Fran, Seattle, all those great festivals, and I think we have a shot at playing a lot of those.
Yeah.
Those really nice festivals.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have Cinetic, as you mentioned, so it's only a matter of time. Distribution.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
These movies, fashion docs, people go see them.
Yeah.
They turn a profit. There's an audience.
Yeah.
For
the new P.T. Anderson movie is about
right.
fashion, British fashion guy.
What is it?
It's Daniel Day-Lewis plays. What's his last film?
Who?
Something with Thread. What is it called?
It's about the fashion world in the 50s or something. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then he's retiring.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis. But then I'll get him on the podcast. So he's an upside.
Was he there with the Rebecca Miller?
No. She's done my podcast. And no. In fact, in Woodstock, no, she was just in the lobby. I actually had to. My friends were at another theater who I'm staying with, and so I cut out before her Q&A. But I had seen her in a panel at the New York Film Festival, so I got
She's cool, right?
Yeah. And the
cool.
the documentary is pretty good. It's pretty darn good. It's just it's not what you'd quite what you'd expect, but it's still you get a sense of Arthur Miller in a very different way.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see it.
Yeah. Well, is it another Netflix one? I just have a sense all those documentaries are
HBO or American
That might be
Masters?
HBO.
Masters.
Is it American Masters?
Yes.
Very good. The woman who created American Master or was running American Masters, Susan Lacey, she just did the podcast too for Spielberg. She directed Spielberg.
I read her interview in the New York Times, and I gave it to you. Remember? I was fascinated by her journey.
Oh, you got to read it.
Yeah, it's really good. It was in like a couple weeks ago.
And I have coming up. I have the president of HBO Docs coming up.
Who?
Sheila Nevins,
Really?
president of HBO Docs. 2.5 hours.
Do you want to tell her any good movies you've seen?
Yeah.
She said to me, tell me about your Kickstarter. Then she literally took me to the theater that weekend with her husband. I went to go to see Ellen Burstyn at this doing off-Broadway.
That's my favorite actress.
I know, mine too.
Did you say,
Yeah.
I saw this great
It was
movie.
incredible. They said,
I
she got off the...
say I had lunch with her. That's all I'm going to say.
You did?
That's all
So
I'm going to say.
did you have lunch with Sheila?
No.
No, Ellen Burstyn.
Oh, Ellen Burstyn. You
She was
did?
going to direct.
Even better.
Yeah, at her house. Remember the film that I wrote, The Cake Eaters, that was at Tribeca?
I don't know that I saw The Cake Eaters, did I?
Kristen Stewart, Bruce Dern, Mary Stuart Masterson directed it.
I did not see that.
It was at Tribeca, and we originally approached Ellen Burstyn about playing the part that Elizabeth Ashley ended up playing.
Well.
And we went and had a lunch at her home, and it was amazing. And to be fair, the film was nowhere near financed at the time, and she didn't know that. So, when she found that out, she was like, huh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it quickly kind of dissolved, unfortunately, which I totally understand. But she was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She's like my favorite actress.
She said she wanted to direct it.
Yeah.
Well, still, lunch is a good takeaway.
She had some amazing cobbler, and her dog kept... No, it was a dog kept trying to have relations with my leg.
Cats wouldn't do that.
No.
Well, I wish you all the luck, of course, with the film, and I think I've said enough positive and hopefully motivational things to you, but they all come from the truth. So good luck with that, and we'll meet again soon to look back at it.
Yay!
And we can do the post-mortem.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you.